So whenever you come to my social media page, what you are going to see all the time is that these things, I'm always going to post something where I'm wearing kente, I'm wearing African print, I'm wearing at every time. Why? Because when I go inside myself, those are the images that I like. And so I use the images that I like to get all the people who like those things to follow my page and come to my shows. Thank you. So that is my brand story. Your brand story is, where did you come from? I don't know if you've paid attention. For the past 1 week, what has been trending is an interview done with Obosompi Young, telling where he came from. So as an artist, you must always tell your story. There was a rapper somewhere in the 90s called Vanilla Ice. He did the song Ice Ice Baby. All right, stop. Pull out the break and listen. Ice back with a brand new band. No, Ice became the biggest rapper in the world. Do you know why it got to a point that we couldn't hear from him again? Because he went to lie that he was born in the hood. He was born in the ghetto. And when they found out that he was the son of a rich white man, the whole world, everybody stopped listening to his music because his brand story was a lie. So it is very important. Your brand story is key. And whenever you get the opportunity to post on social media, which is free, nobody takes money from you, or when graphic showbiz or Nana is interviewing you, you must always make it a point to tell your brand story. Oh, me, when you say me, yeah, I'm to scam. When you say me, I get to. When you say me, it is say. When you say me, make or cast. When you say me, no matter what the question is that you are asked, you must make sure that you always link it to your beginning, because the people that you grew up with, they know who you are. And it is the same people, your family members, people you grew up with in the efficacy, people you went to secondary school with, they are the first point of call when you are about to blow. Because if you will blow, they know. If you won't blow, they know. So immediately you lie about who you are, they feel a big disconnection between the connection that they've had with you from childhood until now, this fake guy that you have become. So, sir, I'll say you're in London. Okay. Period. So this guy who is supposed to go out there and become your hype man, to say this guy, Charlie, when we're in the secondary school, this is the guy who will rap from morning to the evening. He'll not go do that for you. Why? Because you have already disassociated yourself from him by lying about who you are. Sometimes you are an artist, you are doing your best and you are not blowing, but you don't know why. It is because you have not told your brand story, or you have omitted something from your brand story. That's why when I started this presentation, I started by telling you who I am, so that everything that you hear in my music, things that I'm going to say now, will be in perspective. So beyond the brand story, we go to brand personality. Now whenever we are three in the room and one leaves, something happens. Two of you will talk about the one that has left. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. That is the personality of the person. So your brand personality is determined by what people say about you when you leave the room. So everybody here is a brand. Now what you say? Exactly. So as your brand personality, it will be determined by some attributes, and these attributes will be also determined by adjectives. Some adjectives that they are going to use to describe them. So whenever we hear a word like Mercedes-Benz, what comes into your head? Luxury, comfort, expensive. Whenever you hear Shatawali, what comes into your head? Energy, dancehall, ghetto, so gangster. What I said, those are his brand attributes. So whenever you hear Nikes, what comes into your head? Cool, expensive. What I said. So everybody must build their brand attributes. Now there's something with the media, especially the bloggers. If you do not decide what your brand attributes are. They will decide it for you based on how they see you. So for example, sometimes when the child of a lion is a cub, when a cub is born, it looks like a cat, right? Yeah. So at the point where it looks like a cat, if you ask a blogger that what is this, the blogger might write that it is a cat, but that thing knows it is a lion. So if you know you are a lion, don't let people decide to brand you as a cat because you are small. That's right. So please, on your social media pages, in the profile point, write who you are. Write who you are. Don't let people decide to tell who you are. So on your Twitter page, when you write about yourself, my name is Amake Dancehall. I'm a dancehall artist. I represent Ghana, and I am versatile. So that every time a blogger or a media person hears your music and decides to write about you and Googles you and it takes you to Twitter, that blogger will immediately write what you have said about yourself and not what that person is experiencing. So do not leave your attributes in the hands of the media, because they might make you bigger than you think you are. Then people will see a disconnection, or they might make you smaller than who you think you are. No, I was just joking. So please don't let anyone decide your brand attributes for you. Now let us look at brand positioning. So everybody in their minds, we all know that here in the world, when we say, oh, who are the most what is the most respected work in the world? Everybody will say doctors. Why? Because life is the most important thing, and these people have the knowledge to make sure that you don't lose it. Then we will look at other people, lawyers, carpenters, barbers, musicians, all those types of jobs. We place them on a certain hierarchy in our minds. So in your mind, everyone or everything that you are doing has been positioned at a certain level. So when you hear, say, Okyeame Kwame, you like reggae music, and you hear Okyeame Kwame, and you hear Bob Marley, in your mind, you know that for a reggae artist, Bob Marley is a more important artist than Okyeame Kwame. So all of us, we put everything that we do in steps, in positions in our minds. So as an artist, how do you position yourself to be selected? How do you position yourself as an artist to be selected? By taking all these three things that I've said: your brand position, your brand image, your brand story, and using it to present yourself in such a likable way that people cannot do without finding you. And no matter how small your PR muscle is, whether you have the ability to get Joy FM to play your music, you have the richest producer, or you are just on your own with 400 people on Twitter, it's about presentation. There are people, up and coming artists, that when you go on their Facebook page, the picture there is totally different from the one on Twitter. The picture there is totally different from the one on YouTube. The picture there is totally different from the one. You cannot do that. If you are positioning yourself as a serious artist, you must make sure these things don't cost money. You must make sure that the information on Twitter, the one on Facebook, the one on Instagram, the one on YouTube is the same. It is aligned. Because when someone hears your music, let's say you tweet your music at Samini and he retweets, and all the thousands of people decide to listen to your music, and they are now they get interested in you and they want to find out who you are. They go to Twitter, you are a different guy. They go to Facebook, you are a different guy. Then they throw you away serious. So to be able to position yourself as an artist, what is very, very important is the way you present yourself, especially online. And then where you put your music is also very, very important. Where you put some of the songs that you put out there for free. What type of artwork do you put on on the singles that you produce. This single, you have gone to the studio to pay 2,000 cedis to someone to shoot, to do this single for you. And then when you have the single, you don't pay 500 to a graphic designer to do an artwork for you, or 200 or even 100 if you have friends to do an artwork for you that is amazing, that is encapsulating. And then all these beautiful songs that you have taken 2 years to produce, to write, you don't have a good artwork for it, and you put that music out there, you have thrown it away. So when someone sees the artwork, he will not even be enticed to go and listen to the music
at all.
Because don't forget that most of the people that are doing exactly what you are doing, they have a music video, and this music video is playing on Foresight. What you have is an artwork. So make sure that you put your 100 Ghana. So for that week, don't make phone calls. All the money that you are going to use to call Adwai the create, find a graphic designer friend of yours and give him that 100 Ghana and beg him to create something for you. That is how you position yourself, by presenting yourself properly. Thank you. So that is brand positioning. Now, let us look at brand vision. So, as a brand, if you decide that you are going to build a brand, the purpose of building a brand is because you do not have that amount of money to shoot a 20,000 Ghana video and pay Payola another 50,000. There was a time that it used to be like that, when we had Ajikot and Despite, and when we came out, our producers used to promote us. But now, any hobby, people must begin to see your vision before they buy into you. Because if they don't see your vision, attributes, let us look at these 5 things. I've spoken about the brand image, which means get a logo, look good, wear colors that you like, wear colors that makes your soul feel good. I like white. That's why most of my videos, you see me in white, you see most of my things in white. Because when I wear white, I'm smallish. It makes me come out, it makes my dark skin come out. You know, so whatever it is that you like, wear the colors that you like, and do a logo, nice logo. When you have a video, everything that depicts your image, don't take it for granted. Don't take your image for granted. When a graphic designer makes an artwork for you and you think it will not help your music, don't post it, please. Because you have gone to the studio to pay 500 to do this great song, and you let an artwork destroy that song. And that's the record. The song is the core product. So take your image seriously, brand image, and then tell your brand story. Please don't be ashamed of where you come from, because those are the people who will pay money to come and see you first. Where you come from, they are the ones who will tell people that you are great. Even if you are not great, people that you went to kindergarten with will support you everywhere. Yeah. So tell the brand story. Don't lie about who you are. And then your brand attributes. Make sure that you present yourself as who you want people to see. Who you want people to see you are. Your brand. And then your brand position is that take yourself seriously and present everything. Let most of your things be aligned. Let the colors in your video, the colors on your social media, the words on Twitter, let everything be aligned. And then I spoke about the last thing. Your brand vision is that make sure that people can feel your vision in your music. So these are some of the things that, please, as up and coming artists, don't take for granted. Social media is free. But above all these things, the most important thing is the product that you are going to put out. So let us talk about the product. I remember that when around 92 or 91, when I realized that I wanted to become a rapper, I remember that I used to rehearse every day 4 hours. So whenever I wake up, I had finished secondary school, so I wake up, I'll find some cocoa to eat, and then I will rehearse. And when I'm done rehearsing, I'll go to this guy called Saint Kankam. Saint Kankam had just finished Winneba, so I'll go and ask important questions. What is a chord? What makes a chord? I want to do a song to make people cry. What are the chords that I'm supposed to use? What is a melody? How do I create a melody? How do I turn my words into a melody? What is a change? when I do my music, why is it that the song is 4 minutes? It gets to after the second or the third minute, the song must change and have more and have different things, so that if people are becoming bored with the music, it will be refreshing. What is a change? Why must we play a change? What makes high life music high life? What is in hip hop that makes hip hop? Ask questions. Find people. When you go online, please put some of these questions in there, because you are going to create music. Maybe sometimes you are just filled with so much passion of the music that you've been listening to all your life that you don't see the need to ask about more knowledge, so that you can create even much more refreshing knowledge after you have released your music. But that is the thing that will give you longevity. Because it is exactly, thank you. It is music that you are going to sell. Because when they say music is an international language, what it means is that a C in my village is a C in China, which is a C in Indonesia. So if you are a musician here and you cannot appreciate a C chord, then it means you are an artist. You are not a musician. Because a musician must be able to manipulate and understand what exactly it is that he is doing. And most of us here go to church, don't we? Don't we? And when you go to church, the choir master, all of them are great musicians. They might not be popular. Become his friend. That is the easiest way to learn music for free, is to join the choir. When you join the choir, you know how to sing parts. You refine your voice. You are going to be singing, because you go for choir practice 2 times a week, and then it's also sing on Sunday. And you will start singing at the back. If your voice is really refreshing and you have the passion that you have come to sit under the sun today, listening to my nonsense, eventually they will bring you forward to sing solos and do duets. Exactly. So please join the choir. If you don't have a choir in your church, there's a singing band. The guy that plays the keyboard, no matter how obnoxious he is, make sure he's your best friend. I tell you why. Because they possess the power to open all the neurons in your mind for you to be able to understand exactly what you are doing. Don't take it for granted. There's a guy that plays guitar in your neighborhood. You want to win a Grammy in the next 4 years. Become his best friend. Let him teach you. But when I went to Tech, I studied account and sociology. But I did everything for the next 2 years. From second year to final year. Every day I'll go to Okyeame department. We go and learn guitar. I go and ask. I asked him so many questions that he got to a point of Jimmy's camera. What is a backwards? Okyeame never. Okay, because I want to find out the theory behind that thing that I'm doing. Are you with me? So please, do not just decide to say you are musicians when you don't have any idea of the theory of music, because that is what is going to make you sound different. Don't forget that we started this with self. So if you go to Apietus and say, Apietus, play the same thing you played for Okyeame for me, and he plays the same chord and he gives you the same sound, and you put your thing on it, will you sound different from Okyeame? No. But if you are home and you know exactly how that tingling feeling in your head is, and you can create the chords to create that very thing, you know that, oh, if I follow this chord, my song will sound like this one, so let me change here small so that it will become different.
Oh, correct. Music teacher.
Thank you. So, are you a music teacher? So, when we listen to some of the young people like your age who are really making it, I'll give an example of Kwame Eugene Kidi, Kim Promise.
Your son.
I don't know about Kim Promise because I've never worked with him before. But Kwame Eugene and Kidi, every song that they play, they go on the keyboard and they try to test, even if they are going to let a keyboard produce the song, they know exactly the chords they are singing and why they are singing it. So if they keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting, yes, Links Entertainment is an amazing management company, but the boys are talented. What you say? Until you have time now, you are young, you are beautiful. For the next, say, 6 months, spend some time with a musician. Let that musician open your, buy a music manuscript, go online, ask questions, because the product is music. Anamebwa. The product is music. I remember when we were growing up, they used to teach music for free at secondary school. But in 1981, Chairman Rollins and the World Bank took music out of the curriculum because at that time Ghana were going through a long period of famine. So they said, come the monamubo atenteme and the music in Ghana will be ankodo. So the World Bank, under a program called the Structural Adjustment Program, they took out music from the curriculum. So if you take out 1981, ABC now, Ghana is producing lesser quality of musicians, but we are, because of the idea of branding, we are producing much better brands and much better and more exciting artists. But the quality of the music has gone down. Exactly, because the audience are no longer sophisticated and the people creating the music do not know the music. So please, I tell you, this one I'm going to swear on my life. If you learn how to play an instrument, immediately you learn how to play an instrument, your music will become better than all your peers. You produce your own music, don't you? So some of the up and coming artists that you used to hustle with, where are they? And you became Article 1. Why? Because even though you couldn't pay 2,000 Ghana cedis to Kewa or Apietus, you could produce exactly what you were feeling in your head. Because I wonder, if I am a producer, you came to me and say, produce ingenge, I will not even know what to play. But because when God gives you something, He gives it to you in 360. He gives you all the accompaniments for you to succeed. If God gives you a song called ingenge, He will give you exactly the beat, you that got the ingenge, so that you will be able to make sense out of it for the world to feel it.
That's right.
Thank you. So please, the product is very important. Of course, branding is very, very, very key in everything that you are doing. So the difference between a brand and a product is that a brand has a mark or a name that makes it different and special. And the product, there are so many things that are not brands. Alata Serminar is not a brand. But if you use it to bath, you feel your body is clean. Mebwa. If you use it to wash your hair, you feel that your hair is clean. Because even though nobody has taken Alata Serminar and given it an image and given it a positioning and given it a certain price value, so we don't see it as a brand. But the product Alata Serminar gets something. Just like Gary, it's not a brand, but it gets something. When you are hungry and you get Gary, you feel satisfying. So what I'm trying to say is that get closer. It's not everybody. I learned guitar, applied guitar, classic guitar, the university level for 2 years. I didn't know how to play it. So Jack said I'm cursed. I won't know how to play the guitar. But at least I know the science behind it. And I know the contribution of guitar to high life music. So when I'm creating high life music, I know the mood, sir. Me de fa, you know, me de twetwe nyom na ebe ye. What you say? Even if you don't, Michael Jackson didn't play any instrument. That the Lumba, I don't think plays any instrument. I don't think I'm actually plays an instrument.